You know, when it comes to running an agency, most people think client acquisition is the hardest part, but in most cases, it's actually the service delivery. And the reason for that is because there's so many people out there that focus on teaching people client acquisition, saying, hey, this is the best script to use. This is the best way to do cold calling. This is the best way to do cold email. And I'm partly guilty of that myself. You know, you could go on my channel and find loads of content about client acquisition. It's mostly what we focus on. But the truth is, you're kind of left in the dark a lot of the time when it comes to service delivery, because let's face it, for most people, one time they just Googled how to make money online. They found this big guru that told you, hey, you can start this social media marketing agency. So you went for it, not really having the skills when it comes to marketing. And I think most people forget that social media marketing agency actually means that we should be good at marketing. So what I'm going to do in this video today is I'm going to walk you through the easiest way that you should be doing service delivery when it comes to your agency. And I'm, for this video, specifically talking to people who help people with their marketing and specifically helping their clients get more sales, get more appointments, get more consultations, get more quotes, whatever that looks like, but get something that means growth of business. And really, you could use this in other formats, but that's the terminology that I'm going to be talking about today. So quick intro, if you don't know who I am, my name is Reece. I started my first agency back in 2017. Since then, I grew that agency to doing over 18K per month with an e-commerce based agency. We did e-com. During that journey, I work with local-based businesses as well. So the system I'm going to give you today is a marketing-based system, which means that you can apply it to any niche that there is out there, because I'm teaching you marketing-based principles as opposed to this quick strategy that's really cool. All right, so let's get into it. I'm going to be looking down here because this is where my laptop's at. I'm going to be walking you through so you can actually see what this looks like when you're actually coming to marketing, okay? So as I said before, you know, we're marketing-based agencies, which means we should be pretty good at marketing. And to be pretty good at marketing, you need to understand what the fundamentals are when it comes to client acquisition for an agency. So when you're doing this on behalf of client acquisition in general, and by the way, I've got a full, like 1 hour, I think it's an hour long client acquisition masterclass, which you can check that out after the video. I'd highly recommend that. But just to keep it short and brief for you today and give you exactly what you need, nothing more, nothing less, what we got to keep in mind is what's really happening when it comes to marketing. So client acquisition means that we have something that we know that some people are going to want, and typically we have a problem that we can solve. So for example, if I'm an agency that works with dental practices and we help people get, you know, and I help my clients get Invisalign, which is like basically braces to make your teeth straighter. What I would be doing is I would be launching an ad that says, hey, come and get an Invisalign consultation. So the problem that we're solving is like crooked teeth, low confidence in people, different things like that makes people want to go ahead and get Invisalign and get their teeth straightened. So you've got to understand that client acquisition at its most basic form is that we've got something and we want to go ahead and offer that to someone else, okay? And then when we're offering that to someone else, the step is pretty much that we go ahead and we say, we solve this problem. Do you have this problem? That's what we're doing if we're running an ad, if we're doing SEO, whatever it is, that's pretty much what we're doing, right? So in the ad, we would say, hey, you know, got crooked teeth that's causing you problems with your confidence. I don't know, something like that, right? You can create a better hook, but you get the idea. You start with the problem, you open that up. Hey, do you have this problem? And then you tell them how you could help them get them Invisalign. Invisalign's great because nobody knows you're actually straightening your teeth. And what happens is your teeth just get straighter and straighter over time, but nobody actually sees that you're wearing braces. So, you know, you can take this later into your life and it's not strange that you're wearing braces at the age of 40, like whatever it is, right? So that's what's happening, is that we've got a solution. Somebody has a problem and we're going out and we're saying, hey, do you have this problem? Because we have the solution. So essentially what happens right now is that we start right here where there's problem and we've got the solution. And what we're going to do is we're just going to get this solution and we're going to put it in front of as many people as possible to get people to essentially put up their hand and say, yes, I've got that problem, I would like your solution, and then they take action, okay? So essentially what happens now is that we want to think of traffic, all right? Because this is how the client acquisition system is going to look for pretty much every business that's out there. you run an ad, or you do SEO, or you do whatever it is, hopefully you do ads, because ads is the quickest way that you can get results. It's my favorite, it's the best. Maybe you do some content or something like that, doesn't really matter. But either way, you've got to understand the first step is getting traffic. You've got the solution, you've got to go and put the message out there. And then the people are going to see the message, and they're going to click the message, i.e. click the ad, or click your, click your little, whatever it's called, the search result in Google on SEO. And they're going to click that, and they're going to be traffic, and they're going to land on a landing page or land on a lead form or whatever that will be, right? So you have to understand that the first thing that we're getting is traffic. After traffic, we're getting lead. After somebody becomes a lead, they then become something else. Now, this is where it depends on your niche. So if I'm going to continue with this example today of dentists, then what's going to happen is somebody is traffic, they then become a lead, and then they book in their appointment. And at the appointment, that's pretty much when they become a patient. So that happens pretty quickly. But what actually happens if it is dentist is there will be like a consultation. So there's like the initial consultation, and then there'll be like the procedure, and that's where they really become the patient. And if you're doing e-com, then it's traffic, lead, the person goes, they scroll through, they pick out a product, they add to cart, then they visit the checkout, then they click purchase. And of course, somewhere along the way, they may fall off, but the system actually remains the same. If we outline it, it still remains the same. If they add to cart, but they don't take it further, then that's where they're at. They're at the add to cart part. It's not like they now go in their traffic again, they're at the add to cart part. So what you do is usually you'll run a retargeting ad or an email campaign or SMS campaign to get them to take the next couple of leaps and go forward, right? So there's different ways that you can make that work. But back to the principles, realize that it's content, lead, initial consultation, or patient for the example that I'm using of a dental practice. And I just broke down what it would be with e-com. If you're running agency ads, just an example, if you're running ads for your own agency, it would also be traffic, lead, demo call, and then client. So it's pretty much it's always pretty much the same thing, give or take. Now, understand also that there's a couple other things that we want to think about, is that you've got lead generation, which is where you're actually generating the lead. And before lead generation actually becomes traffic, right? So we kind of already got it up here. And I just realized what we could actually do is I can just do this instead. And I can say that traffic is traffic. Lead generation is, surprise, surprise, actually generating the lead. So this is actually when somebody submits a form or something like that. And then what we've got is lead generation, then we've got lead nurture. Now, lead nurture is designed to get people, nurture by the word nurture, I'm essentially saying warming people up, getting them to the point where they take whatever action it is that you want them to take. In this scenario, it's for them to book an initial consultation. If it is for e-com, then it's actually you nurture them up to get them to make the purchase, and if you're selling like a product that's not e-com, but you're selling like some digital product or something, it's the same thing. You get them to go land on, go to the order form, actually make the purchase. So you've got lead generation, lead nurture, and then lead conversion happens at the sales side. So that's actually the last element here, the conversion. So this is what it looks like when you're actually using like marketing based terms: lead generation, lead nurture, lead conversion. But these three things are always evident in every single business that there is. It just shows up a little bit differently. And as I said, it's just traffic, lead, initial consultation, and patient. Now, once you've got that figured out, it becomes really quite simple, because what you realize is, okay, we need a way to get traffic. Okay, well, what are the different ways we can get traffic? Well, we could run paid ads. We could do some SEO. We could do some email marketing, or like, let's say email or SMS marketing. If you're working B2B, then you could do, outbound like sales, basically. So there's these different things that you could use to get traffic. Then what's happening on the lead? Well, with the lead itself, how are we collecting leads? Well, we could lead a lead form on landing page, or we could use an ad lead form, or, you can figure out other things that you could do there. And then we got the initial consultation. So how are we going to get people to book in an initial consultation? Well, if somebody clicks the ad, what we could do is we could call the lead. We could have an automated email or SMS sequence, which is probably the most common. a lot of agencies are lazy, so they won't want to call the lead, but calling the lead is always the best way to do this, because not only are you going to actually warm them up a lot quicker by having them hear a human when you speak, but most importantly, I would say you're going to get like killer feedback from them. Because imagine you're setting up, let's just use this example of ads for a second. Let's say you're running the ads right now, somebody submits a lead form, you give them a call and say, hey, just saw that you submitted the lead form, just curious, what is it that made you actually submit the form in the first place, or want to reach out? And they will tell you, they'll be like, well, the ad like really called me out because I've always been afraid of my confidence because I was bullied as a kid because I didn't have straight teeth, or something like that. And you'd be like, wow, okay, that's like really deep. And then you could go ahead and you can save that, and then you can use it, and you can understand that the target audience, you're accurate, that the target audience actually has a problem when it comes to their confidence, and you can use that more in the creatives and the landing page and whatever else going forward, okay? But the point is, once you've drawn this out, step by step, what this looks like, you're able to just come down and write down, okay, what are the different ways we can get traffic? As I said, paid ads, SEO, etc. What kind of paid ads could we do? Well, we could do Facebook and Instagram. We could do Google, which is also YouTube. We could even do like some strange ones, like we can use LinkedIn, or we could use, we could find, if you're like in a golf niche, then you can go to a website that has golf people and place the ads there, hypothetically speaking, right? Like it doesn't really matter. You could even do door to door. I'm actually going to write that down just to get your creative juices flowing. Like you could even do door to door. Like that's also a form of traffic, because you're getting attention to the author. And that's what you got to do. You just got to build it out like this and then write it out. So what would I actually do? Because a lot of you clicked this video because you wanted the step by step. So let me just tell you what I would do personally. But again, it depends on your niche. So I'm using the niche of dentistry today. But again, it depends on what you're doing. What would I do? Well, I would do Facebook ads. I would do paid ads, right? And the reason that I would say paid ads instead of Facebook ads is because I don't want my client to think that we only use one platform, because really I'm going to do whatever it takes to get the results. That's why I said it could be paid ads, SEO, email, door to door, whatever. It doesn't matter as long as I'm getting the results. So in this scenario, I'm going to do paid ads, and under paid ads, it'll probably be Facebook and Instagram to start, but we may also introduce some Google there. And I just want to be able to do that. So I'm going to tell my clients it's paid ads. We'll use whatever channel we need to make that work. Okay. So we do paid ads, and what we're going to do is we're going to run paid ads. We're going to take it to 2 pages. We're going to take it to a landing page, and we're also going to take it to a lead form, which is actually on the ad platform itself, because you can do both on Facebook, right? So when I have that, let's go ahead and do it like this, okay? So this is where we're collecting the lead. So this is traffic, this is the lead, and then what happens after the lead is we want a nurture sequence, as I told you about before. Now the nurture sequence is going to be a few different things, and what we would do is we would do both actually. We would call the lead, just the way that I told you how to do it before, and we would also do a automated email / SMS. And we'd do that, and we'd get people to book in. And then what we'd do is on the final step, we would actually have a schedule page so people could go ahead and directly book their consultation right away. Now, what you're doing depends on your offer. If your offer is we'll get you leads, then you can stop here. You don't need to do anything more. And let me be real with you, and I didn't write this out before, but this is how it works, right? We've got traffic, then as I said, we've got lead. Oh yeah, I did write that out up here. Traffic is the least valuable out of all of these. So why would you only provide traffic? It doesn't make sense. That's why when people go out and say, hey, we'll do your Facebook ads, people don't respond. Nobody wants Facebook ads. They want the result. They want this result, and you're saying we'll do Facebook ads. So you're just saying we'll do step 1 of the process and leave you dry throughout the rest. Quick secret, most people don't have a lead generation problem. They have a lead nurture problem. Their problem is actually here. Is actually getting people to book consultations and show up. It's usually not here. This is not difficult getting leads. You can walk down the street and say to people, hey, do you want an Invisalign treatment? And you'll get a couple of people say yes. It's not difficult to get leads. what people struggle with is booking appointments. You're probably realizing that as an agency owner yourself. Like, you can go to Upwork, get a data miner to scrape you 10,000 leads. Leads aren't difficult to get. It's the meetings that people struggle with, right? So that said, does it really make sense to offer traffic? No, it doesn't. Not valuable enough. Does it make sense to offer leads? Maybe. But a lot of the times it makes sense to take it at least one step forward, where you can go ahead and actually book the consultation for your clients themselves, because that's just going to make the most sense. If you go ahead and you just give them the leads, they're still going to have the problem that is the real problem that they actually have now, which is not being able to book consultations. And if you want to prove this, on the next sales or demo calls that you've got, like, actually ask them, like, do you have leads? And they'll tell you yes. And you figure out what's the specific problem right now, and they'll tell you it's just that we're not getting enough people to actually book and show up for their appointments. So when you've got that, you can build that into this system. You're going to take that feedback, you're going to build it out here, and actually work. And if that's the case, if they tell you that they've got a show up issue, you can actually even add a show up sequence here to make this even more valuable for people. And obviously, the more value you're giving, the more that you can charge, the more money you make, and the better results you're actually going to be able to get them, because you've got more control over the process. If you leave them here, you just generate them leads, then you're going to have like this receptionist who's never ever learnt sales in their life call these people straight from a cold ad and be like, hey, you want to book an appointment? Like, no, they don't want to book an appointment. You've got to slow it down because they're cold. Like, they don't know who you are, you know? So yeah, this here is what the process looks like. And if you follow this process and actually figuring out what your service delivery system is going to look like, you're going to get much, much better results. And actually, the practical of actually putting this together is, as I said, once you've got the options here, you just find, well, what's the lowest hanging fruit that we could do? What's actually predictable, and what could we consistently do? Like, SEO is not very predictable, but ads is. Like, I could launch an ad today and get results, some form of results within the next 24 hours, as long as the funnel is good, as long as the ad is good in terms of the creative, the copy, the targeting, as long as the landing page is good with the same things and everything else. So it's like, if you focus on that and you focus on what I've given you today, it's going to be a lot simpler for you to actually come up with service delivery systems that actually work, okay? So if you're an agency owner yourself and you're looking to get a more consistent and predictable flow of qualified calls for your own agency, and you would like my one-on-one help with that, click the link down below. It's a landing page that tells you a little bit more about how I work with agencies and help them get more meetings on board so they can scale with predictability and ease. So if you like that, click the link below. If not, that's totally fine. Click the subscribe button instead so you can stay up to date with these videos, because they're totally free. And as you can tell, I'm here just to help you out, and with always in the agency, mostly client acquisition, but also service delivery. Now, if you've got a specific problem and a specific question that I didn't cover today, pop it in the comment section below, and that way I can go ahead and give you a more personalized response and actually help you out there myself, okay? But ultimately, when it comes to service delivery, it comes down to who's the better marketer. You know, when it comes to people saying, hey, service delivery is difficult, it's because the truth is you're not very good at marketing, okay? If you understand the principles that I've given you now, it's going to make things a lot better. And I actually want to give you one more before I go, is lead with the benefit. I kind of teased this before at the beginning, but you want to always lead with the benefit that you're driving people, okay? When you're selling your services to your prospects, you want to focus on this. You say, hey, look, we're going to get you 20 qualified Invisalign consultations every single month, because that's what they want. So you're going to tell them that, okay? And likewise, when you're running their ads or their service delivery, you want to focus on what people want, right? People don't want Invisalign. They want to feel confident that they've got straight teeth for the first time in their life. They want to feel confident about that. They want to look good on their wedding day. They want to impress their friends and family and feel better around that. They want to set a good example for their children. You know, you want to look at, like, what is the emotional side that people actually want, and why do people get braces? You know, and once you know that, you put that into your system, and you're going to get incredible results, people. So that's all I've got for you today. If you've got a specific question, pop it down below in the comment section. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again in the next video.